Hi, guys, and welcome back to our channel, Schools of Consciousness. My name is Galia,
And I'm Jess.
and we are in Dos Palmas Reserve, which is near Palm Springs, near the Salton Sea. And we are literally in between the palm trees of the reserve and the sea.
Salton Sea.
Yeah, the sea that we can see on the left. Let me see. Let me show them.
And
So-
sunset. Look at the sun setting.
Yeah, the sea and the sun setting. And here, over there, come with me. And over there, you have the palm trees. So we are going to look for more BLM lands around, and because we've heard that there's a big nomadic community that lives here around Salton Sea.
Yeah, when
and-
we were camping, this guy, he was talking to us, and he basically told us that here in Salton Sea, it's supposed to have like a nomadic community. So he was basically telling me that you can camp here, and there's people actually that camp here for years. Basically, they live on the land, free land, and they stay here for years. So he was saying that it's federal land. We have to look more into it, but so far, I mean, it's been really welcoming. Even we checked out the BLM spots
Yeah.
that you looked for the reserve, and actually that's where we're at now. We're staying here for the night.
Yeah, we are looking forward to find some new places where we can stay. We can be sedentary for a while because we've been enjoying as well to be sedentary with this van life, especially for us because we have mostly an outdoor setup. It's not that like we can really do stealth because we have some things that we need to put outside of the car.
Yes.
Some
And ultimately, we don't really enjoy like stealth. Like we're outdoor campers. We like
yeah, we love
communing
nature.
with the land, with nature. So we don't want to feel like we're living in a city or a town and we have to hide and we're gonna be in traffic and whatnot. We want to be away and we want to be able to feel like we're cooking with nature. We're able to observe beautiful scenery. We're able to hear animals. Just being immersed in nature and being able to have this combination of technology and nature coming together. And the way that we can actually create that for ourselves is to van life, because then we have the comfort, obviously, of our mobile home, even if it's small. Even better, because then you feel more sustainable, like you can survive and thrive in any type of condition because you're learning how actually to get your main resources.
Mhm.
So I feel like this is what I really enjoy about this and this type of space, this type of nature. I think it really
Yeah.
inspires. That's why we were mentioning how we were so inspired by the nature.
Yeah, today I feel like I wanted to talk about more of the journey and truly living this lifestyle and how it's really nice to live this lifestyle because it's allowing us to be more and more grateful every single day. And you have minimal things, minimal stuff, but I think it brings you more joy because you learn to appreciate more. Again, learning to be present, learning to be just here in this moment and not thinking too much of the future or how the future it's going to unfold for us, but more thinking in terms of what can I create today? What can I create? What is this impulse that I choose, right, to give to my projects, right? I think for me it's about really nurturing
Yes.
this presence. Again, I'm talking always about embodiment
Yes.
and embodying what we preach as well and focusing on this because if we put some messages out there, we are working through our stuff. Um, we don't have everything figured out, but we know that this is the process and we need to develop another sense of being.
Exactly. And this is what this lifestyle, living alternatively and actually learning how to be adults. I always like to say this. It's like learning how to be adults
Mm-hmm.
and freeing ourselves from the way the governments have molded us to be and to depend on them. And truly becoming adult is knowing that you can look after yourself, you can take care of yourself, and you can also have a middle path where you don't have to fully be isolated from everyone, but you can still create community. There's still things that from the Western world and what is modern today that we can implement in nature, right? Living with nature, communing with nature, but in a way that is helping us, helping our personal journey, how it's not affecting the earth, and how actually it's giving to the earth and it's regenerating, right? Living a regenerative lifestyle where everything that you're doing, it's actually transforming into something even better. Even your anger, your low qualities, right? Your lower qualities, vices, you can transform them. And I feel like more than ever, this journey like really triggers that, especially living in a small space with your partner and you're both on your healing journey and you're trying to just trust, and then you're trying to learn how to try not to try. So that's the paradox, right? How do you not try while still trying? So it's not easy, and it's not meant to be easy. That's why greatness is not acquired by everyone, because it's not easy, and many people will quit right before they're gonna get to that peak. They give up. Fear, or they never even step out. And once you can go through that and break through that and penetrate that, you're always going to go deeper and deeper and deeper, but you're always actually going to be at a higher understanding. You know what I mean? And be able to overcome things. You're going to be stronger.
And I love right now, I mean, really, I really agree with everything that you said, but right now we're just cooking our beans, like literally. We are cooking as we are recording this video. We are cooking our beans, so it's pretty cool. We are set up.
Let me show real quick. Check this out. We're cooking frijoles a la olla. Galia got the recipe from my Mexican mama. Making some frijoles a la olla, which means, for those of you who don't know, what is it, like just like boiled beans? It sounds so much better in Spanish.
It's amazing. It's not even expensive, guys, to live and afford this type of life. And this is going to be one of our next videos about how do we afford to live this life. And we are truly living minimalistic, so we don't really feel how, it's difficult, because I think that we don't think that is expensive, right? Like, we want to live this life because it's not expensive.
Exactly.
And then it depends on, of course, the type of life you want to have. If you're not able to live without power, we have our power station, but this is the only thing that we have. We don't have running water, so we have our bottles with great water.
Our gallons,
when we find water holes, a bathroom, or whatever, we refill our bottles. So it's really rustic. It's not something fancy, but like I said, by learning to be more and more grateful, and yes, we are going to make this video to talk about this, but to be honest, it doesn't have to be expensive. Even shopping, it doesn't have to be that expensive. It's just because we need to learn how do we manage, right, to be resourceful in life, right?
Exactly, because this is, again, what becoming an adult and breaking free from societal norms and the way that we've been programmed to depend on governments, right, to depend on our behavior, our way of life, that we need someone to regulate us. But if we learn to self-regulate and we can become adaptable to any circumstance in life, and we can develop our higher faculties like discernment, right? Our ability to communicate, emotional intelligence. Obviously, like becoming self-aware and realizing our shadow aspects that keep us small, that keep us from actually reaching greatness, because we get into victim mode, right? The victim state. So by us learning this is how we become truly sovereign beings, because everything that is outside, we always blame it somehow, right? And through this lifestyle, through becoming an adult and in a way emancipating yourself from these systems, you're learning to create your own path, and you're realizing that there's so much more to life, and there's not just one way of living where you need to work a 9 to 5 and you need to follow all these societal norms that are given to you, and that you retire at a certain age and then you have to buy your first home and your children and all this stuff. Maybe some people want that, and that's great, but it doesn't work for everyone, because everyone is a unique individual and there's many ways to live, and that's what we're doing. We're making an art out of living.
Yeah, and out of nothing as well. Out of, honestly, even right now we don't have a shower tent, and then we were successful in creating a shower with our tarp, like a tarp that you can find for, you know, like $10, $11, you know, like at Walmart. Honestly, you just have to be really resourceful when it comes to this.
Exactly.
And I think traveling has really
helped
us to be more simple and more resourceful. I got carried away earlier talking about the beans, but I wanted to also reply to what you were saying about, you know, how to be in a partnership and how to be in a small space, how to also give each other space. And it's good, we even actually shared many videos where we speak alone, and we have our alone time. We are able to create these alone times, because I think it's really, really important in a partnership, and again, in a small space. But you are talking about the fear, you know, the fear of being successful, or the fear of shining, the fear of greatness, right? And this fear of greatness coming from this fear of shining, it's not real, it's an illusion. And I think we both had a lot of challenges with this, because also the way we grew up, and both individually, I think I'm thinking for both of us, that we grew up to be this black sheep, to be this person creating a new path, someone who is different from their family, or who chose something really, really radically different. For us, it's been a process to accept, to shine, and to speak our truth, even if we've been sharing and sharing and sharing. But again, if we're still coming from this wounding, if there's still a part of us that thinks, we are not received, we can't truly shine who we are, because people can't understand, we're too deep, we're too, you know, we are creating barriers for ourselves. So I think that now we are breaking through these barriers, and I'm really grateful for the people, our subscribers who have joined us on this platform, to be able to share with you our daily life, our struggles, and to create our own tribe, of people who, like I said in my previous video, who think for themselves, who go out there and who are going to challenge as well others, or the way we see things.
Yes, so we're breaking out of the norms, and we're thinking for ourselves, right? We're asking the right questions, and we're not afraid to venture off into the unknown, because if we follow the masses, we see where the masses are going, and it's important for us to stand our grounds, because if we don't stand for anything, then we're gonna fall for everything. But when you're so secure in your truth, not even your truth, but the absolute truth, right? And you know your weaknesses, then it's great, because it's important to know what are the things that challenge you the most, because now you can focus on them, and because that's what's going to be the obstacle between you and greatness. And for instance, we're living this life by choice, because we have a vision, we have a purpose, and we've allowed ourselves to go into the unknown, because it's a new path, something that hasn't been done before. So we're on this path, and we're sharing. And we've had a lot of trials and tribulations, things that we've tried, and it hasn't worked out for us, but that's how we've learned, because we've tried so many things and they haven't worked out the best. But out of those is where actually you learn all the lessons, right? And that comes with time, with age, and with wisdom. And the more you live, the more you experience, the more you grow, the more you evolve.
Yeah.
So it's important, you know, if you're choosing to live an alternative lifestyle, if you're choosing to step outside of what is normal, and you're feeling called to live an alternative life, whether that's living out of a vehicle, living off grid, traveling, being nomadic, you have to know your why. Why are you doing it? Because if you do that, but you know your why, and it's not something that is closed, but something that is ever evolving, it's going to be a beautiful journey that you're actually going to venture off into. And it's not going to be close end. It's going to be expansive, and actually it's going to unravel parts of you, parts of life that you would have never discovered if you stayed small and shrank and just stayed in that comfort zone. So we're doing this because we had a great call and we've been on this path, and because we have this vision, we know what we're doing now is a sacrifice. But at the same time, it's not even a sacrifice, because what else would we be doing, you know, in 2024 when the world has gone crazy? People are just like mindlessly living in darkness and ignorance and think it's normal.
Our path.
I wouldn't want that. That's what drove me crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think, once again, I've been talking about this, about how we are creating this new era of peace, and this new era of abundance for human beings. And that means living from our gifts, what we do the most. And if what we do the most is speaking, is coaching, helping out, you know, like having this voice, you know, make things happen. We are deep thinkers. We need a lot of time for ourselves.
Yes.
And I think that the most beautiful process is to be able to create, right? As we share with you as well, we create. We create this space where we can all be together and rise.
We can empower one another, you know, encourage everyone to be an individual. And we can appreciate each other's individuality. We don't need to change people. We don't need to force anyone to be anything. When we can accept where we are, when we can accept every individual and understand that everyone has their own unique process, and we can respect that, we can accept that, I feel like that's when we will make a change. And that's what I feel like a lot of you out there that are watching these videos, that are called to venture off into the unknown or experience different lifestyles, living the van life, being an explorer, an adventurer. This is what it's about, you know? And if you can meet others along the way or watch them along their journey, we're empowering each other and letting one another know that it's possible to create a life that is so different, but it's what you came here to experience and what you came to create, and you came here to experience that as a spark of the divine, because God experiences through each and every one of us.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, show some support in your comments, and we'll see you with great pleasure in the next video.
Yes. Until the next time.